you can never truly have a greatest of all time because someone always has a potential to be greater.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
The time hasn't the time hasn't ended. So all time means ever. So as long as people win, then they're gonna have a chance to be.
So it's really it's really the greatest thus far, or you know what I'm saying, if you want to be technical, but like anybody who say Kareem, Wilt, or Mike, or you can put Dr. J in there, you really just got to be like, I'm not gonna argue with you. I see where you're coming from. It's not where I stand, but I see where you're coming from.
The closest everybody, for everyone to have a different idea of what the GOAT is, the only way to get you at least close, to another person who got a different thought process is there has to be some type of gatekeeping for the people that will allow that be in the conversation, right?
That's
because if it's not that, it's just a lot of people cherry picking certain things like, oh man, he played with his son, or he got the scoring record, or he got 13 or 11 rings, or he averaged a triple double. Like,
I've actually listened to people make a case about Pistol Pete being the GOAT.
Sure, right, but at the end of the day, I think what gets us closer is let's have a door. And we're only opening the door for certain people. And that is not judged by the stuff we can cherry pick. That's judged by who's the best player.
Simple.
You know what I'm saying? Like keep it simple with that. Who's the best player? And if you're not better than me, I don't know how you get in this door.
Yeah.
Right. So grab the best player, put him in that door. And then for someone to get in that door, he has to be at least equal to that player that we got in there. And
so in current NBA, in the league right now, who all can get in that door?
Nobody.
In your opinion?
Nobody.
Bron is in the door, man. No matter what you say, Bron's in there.
He's not better than MJ or equal or close.
Based on if we cherry pick accolades, then there's a lot of people who can get in the door.
Not even cherry picking accolades.
That's how Robert Orr gets in.
LeBron's game is good enough to be in the GOAT conversation. I don't think once you have the conversation it stands then, but he's good enough to get in the door to have the conversation.
So he's in the house, but not in this particular room.
If you take MJ out of the house and put him somewhere else, then yeah, maybe Brian can get in amongst everybody that's left.
No, because if you're gonna say that Kobe gets to the door, Bron's career is better than Kobe's.
That's the cherry picking though. But
you're not cherry picking.
But he got to be better than Kobe though. He's not better than Kobe.
In my opinion, he's as equal as Kobe.
So who we putting at the door? Mike, right? Mike is at the door.
Mike's inside. Mike's in the house.
Okay, so who we putting at the door?
He's the one letting people in because he's the best we'll ever seen.
So that's what I'm saying. He's
for that door to open back up, we got to see somebody that's better than Mike as a basketball player. And then we can open it and say, all right, let's have a debate, because if my eyes say that somebody is better than Mike, then we can start going through the other stuff to see if they are better. Right, like if they achieve what they achieve. Mm-hmm. Then that's a conversation. That's a debate.
And again, better than Mike, there's no debate. And again, better than Mike is so subjective because you might like how someone plays basketball more than you like how Mike played basketball.
Sure.
So they may be better than Mike.
That's a difference.
I guess you can say that.
I think that's where I differ with people, because we have to be able to differ between who I like as a basketball player and who is the better basketball player. I love Josh Smith when he played for the Hawks. I never thought he was the GOAT. I thought he was good at what he did, which, well, sometimes. But I just don't. I feel like if you are being subjective, like, I don't care what my personal opinion is. If we are talking about the game of basketball, is player A better than player B? And I feel like for so many people, they put people in that conversation who just clearly aren't. No matter what your accolades are, I don't understand why you would be in the conversation if you're not a better basketball player at all.
Here's the thing, Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
Up until maybe 5 years ago,
got it.
And maybe I'll expand it. Maybe 8 years ago. Let's go 8 years. Up until 8 years back, when you looked at Mike, you was trying to, like, let's say you was trying to judge Mike and Shaq. who's a better player.
All right.
Well, Mike's a shooting guard, so a lot of his game is going to look better, and it's going to be more finesse, more pizzazz, or whatever. And Shaq was a center, and boom. So you're not even expecting the same thing out of those two humans. So it's kind of hard to judge their games against each other.
Okay.
And so what reason why I say up until 8 years ago, when now you got big men bringing the rock up the court, it's you're asking people to do more and accomplish less. You know what I'm saying? Which is
that makes sense.
A really bad way to play basketball.
Well, that explains the current state of the NBA in the first place.
I mean, when you break it down, but when you look at LeBron, I don't care that LeBron can bring the ball up the court. We should have never seen it. That David Robinson may have shot 60% from three, but we should never see that. There's some things from a 6'9", 260-pound guy. There's a certain place on the floor that he should be playing and a certain thing that he should be doing. And everything else that he could do, cool. But we shouldn't know about it. At least on the regular, my opinion. The way that I prefer my brand of basketball.
Understand.
I'm sure that Jordan could have been down there banging and getting rebounds because he could jump higher than everybody down there.
That's true.
But he wasn't asked to do it.
You still ain't told us how LeBron get in the door though.
No, I think LeBron gets in the door because his game is good enough to be in the house and to go debate. His game is good enough
I'm gonna say one thing that I'm gonna read
of all time. And so here's the thing. If you're measuring everybody against Michael Jordan, and I'm in agreement that he's the greatest that we've ever seen, you can't even have a conversation because he's the greatest that we've ever seen. But for the point of having a conversation, you gotta say, hey, is there a case to be made here? And the answer to a lot of people is yes, there's a case to be had here. Now, once you have your case, it's almost like this Diddy case. There's a case to be had. We don't know what the outcomes of the case is going to be, but you still got to put it on trial, is what I'm saying.
All right, let me take it to track real quick. Then I'm gonna read these super chats, and then Chris, you can say what you was about to say. Well, if we were talking about the greatest track star, right? Because I think great and better and best and great is two different things. Like in track, the best is the fastest. Greater would probably mean accomplishments as well, right? So if Usain Bolt has the fastest time, right? Usain Bolt.
That man is not from Iraq.
What is that?
There's no H in his name.
That man is not King of Barack, brother.
if Usain Bolt has the fastest 100-meter dash, right?
Got it.
And he went to 6 Olympics and got 6 gold medals, right? But then there's another track star who runs the 100, the 200, and the relay. And he don't have a faster 100 time or 200 time than Usain Bolt. However, he has more gold medals because he did more events. Okay. Right. So one would argue he's greater. Oh, I have 20 gold medals. You only have 6. I'm greater than you, but he don't have the fastest time. So he's not the best track star. He just got more accomplishments. That's how it is in basketball. There are players that are better, but if I'm only playing 13 years, of course, I'm not going to accumulate the stats that you accumulate. So going by stats would be kind of asinine for me if it's accumulative stats.
But I didn't mention stats one time.
No, I'm just mentioning that in general.
But back to your thing about track. Back to your thing about track. The guy that's more versatile who can run 3 races and throw shot put.
Argument could be had, right?
Yeah, he's probably greater than the guy that can only run straight in a short distance. But
can't only run and only ran is different. I didn't say I can't only run it. I just decided to just 1 to 100. Like when people say Michael Jordan can't pass, he can pass. He just didn't that often.
Yeah, that's fair. Nah. Yeah, I can do it. I'm just not gonna do it.
Hey, you know what?
Chris. Hold on, let me get
That's a
this
good
super
argument.
chat real quick. Yeah. Tiger Mike said that's
Y'all knew what I
subjective,
meant.
bro.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Objective would be MJ is the GOAT.
Yeah.
Okay. By all measures, accolade, and thank y'all for the super chat as well,
Appreciate
man. By
How do
all
you say
measures,
that?
accolade,
Nah, pronounce that name, bro. Go ahead.
Fatal.
Fat Al.
Fatal or Fat Al?
I'm going with Fat Al.
Yeah. Loud, Tat Al.
Fat Al. Thanks
All
for the $5 super chat, Fat Al. By all measure, accolade, fans, analysts, former and current players, Hall of Fame players, MJ is rated the greatest by 70%. That's when opinion becomes fact. Okay.
Fatal. He said it was fatal. Chris said that from jump.
Hey, but you don't like Fat Al though? He go change it to Fat Al.
But, so Fat Al now. Two things, because one, when you brought up the track analogy, that brought up another one to what I want to add to. But my first point, I think for there to be this conversation about who can get in the door, you can't make Jordan the bouncer, because in my opinion, there's no game equal to or better than Jordan's. I think the house has to be Jordan, and then you got to put like Kareem at the door for there to be a conversation, right?
That's the point. It's no conversation though. Like I haven't seen nobody better than Mike yet, so we've been wasting our time debating it the whole time. Like once we see someone with the potential to be better than Mike, and then once he reaches his peak and then starts declining, all right, well he's not better than Mike, so the conversation's over. Now, the only thing that can change the conversation for someone who's not better than Mike, by my estimation, is that this person has to do so much achievements in the same time period that Mike played for me to take a second look and be like, oh well, maybe my eyes was lying to me, because I thought Mike was better than him, but how he played the same amount of years as Mike and get 8 rings and score more points than him and do it, like I'm like, okay, now I gotta reassess this.
That's when it comes into play. But it's after the eye test, right?
Correct.
For me, that same thing with me. It's after the eye test.
I think people. I think the thing is wrong. You can make a case for LeBron to be the GOAT. You'll lose the case. You can make a case for Steph to be the GOAT. You'll lose the case. You can make a case. You know what I'm saying? I think these are cases that would make it to trial. Now, if you try to make a case for Paul George to be the GOAT, they're gonna throw that out. We're not even gonna take that to trial.
Yeah, it's not going to try. Yeah, that's not going to see the.
Yeah, that's not even going to try.
That's a good point.
That's all I'm saying.
That's a great point.
That's all I'm saying. But
that should get settled.
No one's saying that.
It gets settled out of court.
That should get settled out of court.
How you go hate from outside of the club? You can't even get in. Hey,